everyone, it is Nefarious and welcome back to another episode of Clash Royale. Today we're talking about the latest updates that have been happening in Clash Royale, some of the card changes, some new features being added to the game. Let's see what has been changed and of course talk about that, give you guys my opinions, and I want to invite you guys to head over to the comment section down below to talk about your thoughts and your opinions. Of course, we still know the game is in beta, it's not yet out on Android. I have no idea when that's going to be, but the moment I know, I'm gonna make sure that I inform you guys about that. So please be patient. The moment I know something, I'm gonna make sure I'll let you guys know. That being said, let's just jump into these two changes, to these two small updates that we've had for Clash Royale. I think they're pretty interesting. I think they're also kind of necessary in a way, and especially whenever cards are going to be changing, I think it's important to talk about these changes because card changes the meta game. Like, it's gonna be changing the way the game is being played, especially if new cards are going to be added to the game. And right now in this beta, I think there's going to be a lot of changes being made into the game. And I do have a couple of afterthoughts after this about a card they should definitely nerf, but that's just personal opinion, of course. Anyway, card balances. They nerfed 4 cards. They made 4 cards weaker than they already are. And the first one is the Prince. The health has been decreased by 4%. I don't think that's a big change. I'm not sure if that even is necessary, but I do know that on lower levels the Prince can be quite overpowered, so I suppose that's a nice thing. The Goblin Barrel, this is a big one, the Goblin Barrel. The Goblin level decreased by 1 level. I always thought that the Goblin Barrel was kind of overpowered, like it was far too unforgiving as a card, so I think that decreasing the Goblin level by 1 is great and it makes the game more strategic rather than just use this card to win or something like that. So I think this is a great change into the game. The Witch's skeleton level has been decreased by 1 level. Now, I'm not really sure how I feel about this, but yes, I do kind of imagine that they will do something like this because the Witch can endlessly summon. So I think the skeleton level shouldn't be that high. It really should be a minion. And on top of that, the Witch also attacks by herself. So I think this is a nice change that they have been making. And then the biggest change, in my opinion, personal opinion, the Mortar. The Mortar got a lifetime decreasing to 40%. So instead of I think it was like 50 or maybe a minute, I'm not even really sure, it got decreased to 40 seconds, which I think is a big one. Mortar, incredibly strong defense, it is doing so much damage, and if you deploy the Mortar, you will notice by yourself. Just try it out for fun if you haven't already. You're gonna see how powerful the Mortar really is, and you may even want to make it into your main deck. So that is the Mortar. Those are all of the card balancing changes. I think they should actually nerf one more card, and that is the Expo, but I'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end as to why I want that one to be changed. Experience required from level 8 to level 9 has been increased to 25%, by 25%, and they said that the aim is that the common cards and the King's Tower should upgrade at roughly the same speed, which kind of makes sense. Right now the situation was that players were getting to level 9 experience much faster than they were upgrading their common cards to the same level. As a result, the Crown Towers were a little bit too strong for some of the cards that they were facing. So I suppose that kind of makes sense in a way, but yeah, it's okay. It's okay that they're doing stuff like this. It's good that they're doing this early on and not whenever the game is already global. So I suppose that's a good thing. One cool change that I really like is that they're right now showing 1 new replay per hour on TV Royale. This used to be 2 new replays every 4 hours. So right now you got a higher chance of getting featured in TV Royale. Right now it's just the top 200 players, I think, will be displayed on TV Royale, which is kind of cool. You'll be able to get some ideas from there. So I highly encourage you guys to check out TV Royale, which I know a lot of you guys out there already do. And I've been making an appearance in TV Royale right now like 6 times or so. It's kind of cool to be on there. Then today there was another maintenance break, adding a couple of new features into the game, which I kind of like, but I do want to talk about them as well. The first one is to decrease the lag, the network lag, make the game a little bit more responsive. I think this is cool because I had certain games where nothing happened. Like, I started up the game, I was with the opponent, I saw the opponent, but nothing happened. And I'm not sure if I actually lost the game. Now, if I did tap out and I restarted the game up, I still had the same amount of trophies. So I suppose that's kind of cool. But sometimes also the Wi-Fi thing, the Wi-Fi logo in the middle of a battle, only appearing on your side and the opponent still being able to move, that was a bad thing. So I'm hoping that is all fixed right now. Another thing they're adding is notifications for top 500 players whenever they're in matchmaking for over 20 seconds. So basically like Clash of Clans, if you are not a Clash of Clans player, if you are searching for opponents, searching for a base to attack for a period of time, you'll be able to chat it up with your clan or something like this. But for Clash Royale, if it's over 20 seconds, people will be getting a notification that someone is looking for a match, which is kind of cool. I kind of wish that after 20 seconds it would also have the ability for you to talk to your clanmates, because I think if you're especially in the top 10, it's gonna take you sometimes 2 to 5 minutes to find a battle, and that's pretty bad. So I think it's already a step in the right direction, just not complete yet. They're also adding notifications the moment your game has made it to TV Royale, which is kind of cool. It's like, hey, I made it on there, so that's pretty nice. And you have the ability to transfer your Game Center accounts between devices once you reach experience level number 2. And that's a big one for me, something that I really like, and I think a bunch of the other YouTubers also really like. So these are all of the changes happening into Clash Royale. Now let's talk about that card that I want to have nerfed, right? Because I think this is a necessity. I'm talking about the X-Bow. The X-Bow, in my opinion, biggest overpowered card right now. If you deploy it somewhere on your map, you're already able to pretty much hit the King's Tower of the opponent. I feel that it should not have the ability to hit the King's Tower of your opponent. I feel just like the Inferno Tower or any other tower, it should have the ability, well, not Mortar, but any other tower should have the ability to not immediately reach the King's Tower. I think that's kind of overpowered because it does so much damage, like it does so much damage in regards to the King's Tower that it almost takes it down entirely if you have no defenses against it. I think that's far too unforgiving for a card like this. And what I would like to see for the crossbow is to see the damage increase a little bit, but then not having the range that it currently has. Now, what I want to know from you guys in the comment section down below, if you're playing Clash Royale, what card do you feel is right now overpowered and why? And we could talk about that in the next video or something like that. Or maybe Supercell will be able to read the comment section of my video and get some ideas out of there. Of course, you guys are the community. I'm just one person. I'm the messenger. Give you guys the information that you guys are getting for Clash Royale. And yeah, that's gonna be doing it for this little update video. Hope that you guys enjoyed this. There's more coming along the way if there's going to be changes into the game. I love talking about cards and how they're gonna be influencing the game. Right now, nothing really major. I think these changes are really well thought out. But yeah, I would love to see a change for the X-Bow. That being said, as always, make sure if you guys like this video to boom, give it a thumbs up. And that being said, this has been Reversal for Clash Royale news. I'm gonna be signing off and I'll see you guys in the next one.